YouTube, what's the vibes, man? It's your man SuavenyV. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with another video. We got Joe and Jada. You know why Joe and Jada? They got Common the rapper is on here. And check him out. And man, you practically saved my life. Get the slack. Take the no, no, yo, yo, that man really saved my life. Crazy, they ain't gonna get those cracking crazy. Yeah, yeah, what up, y'all? This is Fat Joe the Gangster. It's your boy Jada Kiss. You know what it is, the Joe and Jada show. Every show legendary. Every show iconic. When you get just what we tell you, you're gonna get. Today's guest, Cold Heart. Yeah, Jada. You take a big Cold Heart. Speak on it, dog. Think of a strong black man. We think of morals, principles. Yeah. We think of craftsmanship. We think of transitioning to becoming a very great actor. One of the best. On screen and a voice actor. You think of the south side of Chicago. That's right, Chicago. What's good? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our brother Tommy. Yeah, David. That intro, man, that was man, that spoke to my heart, bro. To be honest, man, I never heard nobody intro me like that, saying a man of integrity like that. So I want to say give thanks, bro. Man, that was nice. That was Joe. I'm glad you are, man. What you are, though. I'm glad to see you. So you're a real deal, bro. Thank you, bro. First of all, in this show, I don't know if you've been watching, but I count people's pockets. Just flag off the flag off. Okay, you're right. Be honest. Nah, history. Nah. 1993. I'm in Cabrini Green projects. Well, people don't know. Okay, you want to throw your taking flag back and don't throw one. So I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Okay, let me tell you. All right, I hear that. I said, no, I got Relativity Records, me, Common, and the Beat Boys, and She Ali. Yeah, the first artist signed. He signed 1991. That's cool. He's before me, but we on the same label. But you know how you saying Biggie in one studio and this? Me and him, we started together. Yeah. Like literally infancy. Point blank. You the second person that I've known in this whole industry. Well, Beat Dust was the first. Sure. Shout out to you. Juju, let's go. Beyonce. Let's for that. Like, yo, you just yo, but so you don't know how proud it makes me that there's kids that don't even know you rap. And I just see you in movies and see you doing things, and I just be sitting back like, wow. And then I tell guys like him that I started with you, he throws a flag and tells me I'm capping. And I'm like, no, I really know him. We really grew up together. Came from saying, I don't know if you know whether or not on this show, but I'm trying to say that I want another fact. Yo, but this is the thing. It's two moments in my life, in my career, that I can cite you for and just want to say thank you, bro. It's like, you don't know what it meant to me. One was you put me in the video. Your video. Mr. Man, like, you know, pictures come out like once a year. You see the pictures, like it's gonna be here forever. I love that, man. We was kids in that but you pulled up to the Bronx. I missed them, no. That missed them because them give me flowers coming from the one of the things we wanted was just to be heard by. He can't help himself. It's for you to be like, yo, come on. Even though we was on the same label, if you thought I was on some weak shit, you'd have been like, thanks, man. Thank you, beloved. Like the beloved of all beloved. I'm gonna tell you some shit. Yeah. And he is. Come on.
Well, the second one we didn't talk about a lot with, man, you practically saved my life.
Get the other flag. Take the right.
Jay, that man really saved my life. Like I was out on the West Coast with my guy, one of my guys I knew, one of my close homies, but he was my guy, and he just wasn't happy with the whole situation, the whole Ice Cube Mac 10 beef that we had. Told him we had squashed it. We sitting there doing a commercial. This was the most money I was getting paid ever for something at that point in time.
Right.
So we at peace. We like, things is good. Everybody was like, I gotta just be from Chicago. We just couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold it. So he started ruffling shit. And man, it just got a little heated.
And I want to say that it's not because Fat Joe's tougher than anybody. I literally begged for your life. I literally got in the middle, was like, please, he's my friend. He's my brother. Some people take things personal. And they finally saw him. And he was on there, saw you, and they was talking crazy. And I was like, no way. This guy. I said, this is literally my brother. And I was begging them, because it was the serious ones. I was like, please, this is my brother. Joe, we've been waiting to catch this guy. I said, listen, kid. I just couldn't do it. I just, and basically I stood in the middle like, please, guys, like I cannot do it. But they said it was over after that day, right?
It was right after that day. But you settled that. Like, I'm like, man, we in California. Don't start nothing, my homie. Already, so they already, like you said, they already wanted to pitch on me no matter what shit. So, my guy out there, he's just going off it. And anyway, I knew Joe. I ain't even hit him, but I didn't know everything he did. But I don't know. He did. I knew it was him that said, yo, this can't happen. And because he had a relationship,
my brother, shout out to
and yeah, shout out to
Inglewood.
Inglewood.
My family, brothers. Inglewood family was good.
That's when Fat Joe the Gangster, I was like, this nigga here is because he straight up was like, he can't do that to my man. It was like one of the movies we used to talk about. Goodfellas. Like,
yeah. Once again, I begged him. I was in their mercy, and I was just like, please, this is my brother. This is my family. I did that one time for Rich Flair, my best friend. One time they was about to do it, and not saying Rich and them ain't real deal,
right?
But he was getting into it with a 7-headed monster, guy who just kills. He's in jail for too many bodies.
Right.
And I had to jump in the middle and be like, yo, I can't. It's like, yo, fat boy, get out the way. I was like, oh, no, I can't. This is my family. I can't. I knew what it meant. They real deal. And this other guy's, a Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm a monster. And I'm sitting there like, yo, listen, please. Let me get in. I said, no. Knock him dead. Knock him dead. Y'all Eddie Yad up there. But they go. The man go. This is the first argument I ever had with him. Right? He goes the next day to Rich and they in Block on Cypress and says, if Joe got in the middle, that means you're good guys. Let's become friends. And they wound up being best friends.
Yeah.
My man's still in jail 30-something years. But he went the next day, took it on himself and said, if Fat Joe threw himself in the middle trying to squash it, these guys got to be good guys.
Yeah.
And it was all over, staring at each other in the club and a couple of girls. And, they kill each other over girls. So these gangsters, man. A lot of gangsters in jail killing over girls.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm telling you, I had a guy, this guy was amazing. He's still in jail too, 40 years. Right? He was really good therapist to stand straight.
A lot of wars have come over.
Most of them. Yo, but listen, this guy, all I'm going to say to you is this was a mass murder. He's still in jail 40 years. He would come to the club and he's Puerto Rican. He'd be like, and I'd be like, yo, son, he's talking about his wife was bad as shit to her. She was fucking dudes.
Yeah.
And she was loose. So he come on, man. Jimbo from the barber shop?
Oh,
Yeah, he was with the net. With everybody of his 10 guys, they Jimbo, he didn't. Yes, with the net. Jimbo won't be around in 2 more days. Like he come on. One time I argued with the nigga, was like, and I said, yo, I don't want to hear that shit. You're fucking lying. She's the most decent girl in the world. She didn't do it. Yes, and then not. And everybody knew what that was.
what?
Somebody was disappearing
Yeah.
over the nigga.
Yeah.
No, I know maniacs like that, man. But you know, Common, man, you're the beloved of all beloved. Let's keep it peace. You know, I said, what's that, like smoking sage or something? It was busted, but that does for that story.
It's similar to say Palo Santo. It's Palo Santo, you know, it comes from the trees down in Chile. Bring in a good energy, remove negative energy.
You know, you guys, I know you in a serious relationship, correct?
Yes,
Right
sir.
now?
Yes, sir.
But you guys, you nice guys, you always got the baddest chicks because they think you nice guys.
Yeah.
She's a lot of things.
You know, scumbags are scumbags. You come with a smile, they go, oh, it's common. It's the beloved of all beloveds. Nice guys. The beloved of all beloveds. And you Palo Santo.
You know?
You know, this shit, he got that dumb shit out there on the street, boy.
Hey, man.
Yo,
You know, I gotta say, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, I've definitely dated some beautiful women, amazing women. But I think, you know, it was like they respected me as a man. You know, I was coming as a man. I had the love, but I'm a man too. It's like I'm gonna lead the way I lead, and I was giving them that, you know, that realness, man. I'm authentic, man. So I'm true, bro. I don't be trying to like I ain't gonna say you like nothing for nobody at this point, obviously. But then even at that moment,
but you just say you never been like a bullshitter. You always been a great.
respect, like, and nobody I've been with is like none of the women that I like had relationships with go be like, damn, that nigga just did me bogus.
I'm like that too.
I'm like that too. I mean, I'm a man. I did, you know, some things wrong, some things, you know. But I'm saying it ain't been bogus where it's just, I ain't been out there like bogus enough.
Yeah,
You know, I'm the type that, man, if it ain't working, I'm gonna say it ain't working. I ain't gonna keep you going like forever because you got a life, I got a life. We want to live happy. So, yeah, man, I guess nice guys do.
You know when it ain't working. How you know when it ain't working? It's a doctor said. What you want me to do? Yo, Jada, we ain't talking real life shit. We trying to help. Somebody's in the struggle right now. Somebody watching it shit. They don't know whether they want to be together or not. Maybe he can give us some knowledge and maybe it's time to move on or stay strong.
Yeah. I mean,
Seek the kingdom age.
Seek the kingdom and all shall be added.
You gotta seek the kingdom.
No, man, listen. Man, Jada just said it, man. I'll be like, man, I try to listen to God most and foremost. All like that's in everything I do. And especially the most important things in life. Just like career, my purpose, a relationship, dealing with my family, dealing with how I'm gonna go speak on something. Like if I get an opportunity to speak to people, man, I'm always going seeking the kingdom first. So I think in a relationship, it's important that, man, the reason why I feel happy and great in a relationship with Jennifer is, man, God is first. And we just build from there. We're not perfect human beings, but we communicate, we grow, we like just trying to be the best children of the Most High and still have fun too. Like you could be done.
I know you're ready with your intellectual questions, but let's go back to Jennifer. The reason why I love her so much, besides her being so talented, but the hard things she's been through in life, and to see her just keep her chin up and walk through the fire and still be strong and still be, you know, that's what I respect about humans the most.
Yeah.
Is the adversity you have to overcome and the tough times and all that. And then her, you know, she had it the toughest.
Man, I mean, I don't know if it get no tougher than what she
No, I don't get no
I don't get no tougher than what she
I never been able to tell her that because, you know, I sit next to her in all the games and all that. And we always having fun when I see her, but you know, she's like
Man,
You know, she's a G.
She would appreciate that, man. And I gotta say, that's one of the things that I was like, man, how this person still got light after all, like losing, dealing with what she dealt with. I'm like, for her to have light and be good to people and like to still be bright about life, man, that's
strong.
Type of warrior. That's
a different type of strong.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I ain't the relationship expert, but
I want to know what was the South Side of Chicago like, early 90s, 80s, and 90s.
Man, Chicago, a lot of our people are from the South, so we got something that's rooted in the South, but it's really Chicago is the city, so we got that movement of the city and the slickness and the culture. But growing up, it was like I experienced everything from black church to liquor stores, gangbanging culture is like, no matter, I don't care how smart you are, whatever, you're gonna be around gangbanging culture. We hoops like
It's just no way around it.
there's nowhere around
It's the one city.
As long as probably forever, there's a
Yeah, Common good people, man. I like Common. I ain't really knew he rap. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe to my kids don't know he rap. I ain't really knew he rap. I mean, I seen him in certain.
anywhere because this is one of my most iconic looks. Gonna take this one for a spin later on. See, it's not hard to be Christian.
Damn, Chris Jenner looking younger and younger. She just killing that motherfucking Botox. Whatever the fuck she doing for her damn face. But damn, who that is? But what I was saying about Common? What the fuck I was saying about Common? I forgot.
Well, LA too, because I seen grandmothers in all red cars with red seats with red tires. Pretty producers and blue coming in red suits and blue suits. Speaking of Mac 10 of them, I'm out there shooting a movie with them on Dick and Water. And grandmothers
Yeah, I was talking about the gang banging.
throwing this shit up. I'm like,
Yeah.
tires, pretty producers and blue coming in red suits and blue suits. Speaking of Mac 10 of them, I'm out there shooting a movie with them on Dick and Water. And grandmothers is all red and principals is.
Oh yeah, I was saying I ain't know he was a rapper, but I knew he did like freestyles and stuff. In certain songs, but I ain't really knew he did like was a rapper type shit. And been in the game for so long, and I ain't really knew he was from Chicago.
Just coming in, the cops is throwing this shit up. I'm like, it's like that in Chicago where it's pretty much. How did you escape?
I grew up around Black Stones, and Four Corner Hustlers, and Vice Lords, and that's who I was with. And man, that's what it is. I mean, I don't mean I ain't have like friends that was folks or whatever, but overall, I guess I escaped it because I started feeling like I had something to live for. So I wasn't going too deep into that, but me and my guys, that's how we had to make it to a certain degree. But just like we know the stories from, I don't care if, it's the BX, I don't care if it's Yonkers, if it's Atlanta, if it's, LA. When people start seeing you doing something, they support you. Like, you coming from the hood, they like, man, especially doing something good, they kind of wrap their arms around you and be like, we ain't gonna let nobody get to this cat. So, I mean, that was part of it. And then, man, blessings, man. Like what you just talked about, I could have not been here. I've been around stuff and I could have not been here, but, blessed by the most.
Now back to the first flags you threw at me. The reason why I said count pockets. I meet you 90, 92, 93, and I go to Chicago with you, right?
Yeah.
And we're sitting down. This one, Chicago, it wasn't even the downtown. It was just the real Chicago, the good times Chicago. And I remember sitting out there with you, and you was like, yo, I'm buying all the properties. And you was telling me your grandfather had properties, and he taught you how to buy properties. And why I counted your money, because I said, this man, I'm just buying a chain, bro. But you was buying properties at that time.
Yeah. But man, really, it was my mother who was really like, my father used to say to me, get the land, get the land. I ain't grow up with my father, but when he would say certain things, I would be like, get the land, man. They can't take the land from me. But my mother was like, as soon as I started, like, first album, I ain't really make no money. I'm trying to survive, right? None of us, right? Well, maybe not, man.
Oh my nigga. Only a friend. And 4 out of.
They went and bought a kilo with their advance. The fucking lot.
It's something a good story.
Yeah. All right, I'm just trying to let you know.
Oh, I missed that.
My father used to say to me, get the land, get the land. I ain't grow up with my father, but when he would say certain things, be like, get the land, man. They can't take the land from me. But my mother was like, as soon as I started, like, first album, I ain't really make no money. I'm trying to survive, right? None of us, right? Oh,
Oh my nigga. Only a friend. And 4 out of.
They went and bought a kilo with their advance.
It's something a good story.
yeah.
All right, I'm just trying to let you know they had a side hustle while
I
black.
mean, that's what it was.
Oh,
We want to make it, but my second album, my mother saw that I was like getting somewhere, like just more than what like I had before, and just she was like, man, you don't know how long this gonna last. You should invest in some property, and I was like, man, that's good. I started doing it, and then she was the one that schooled me, and then I got a friend named Mo who got into real estate, who started breaking it down even more. So that's when I really started getting into properties that I'm seeing the value. I mean, I really honestly wish early on I was up on like investing in, because I got all on the health shit early, like the health, like all this.
We would have been franchised.
We'd have been franchised. I came to the opening in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yo,
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start smoking this Pescado thing. What's this?
this thing here, it's just that you don't smoke.
You always ahead of time. I don't smoke, but this shit, I'm gonna have to buy some of that stuff.
It, man.
What's it called?
Palo Santo.
Because you always ahead of the curve on everything.
Yeah,
Palo Santo gonna make some money.
yeah, for sure.
We gotta invest.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out with my own Palo Santo. So first, I'll be on some wellness plans. That's what we looking young, huh?
When you going to source it?
Maybe Chile. It's got to come from South America. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, because I got too many. Now, fast forward, how does it feel to win every goddamn award? And I feel good whenever I see you win.
Thank you.
Because I know what you stand for, what you represent, where you come from, when they let one of us in and you just dominate the way you've been doing. Make me feel.
Man, I love that because
For us.
it's the way. Like, let me tell you, when I'm up there, I feel like I'm representing us because we all the tribe, man. Like, you know where we come from. We know what we do. We've been through it together. We ain't got to see each other all the time to know. We know the tribe, bro. We love each other. So when I'm out there, man, I ain't gonna front. When I was on that Oscar stage, I felt like I was representing God, black men, brown men, black people, like hip hop, Chicago. It was a lot that I felt like, this is why I'm up here. And my ancestors, I felt all of that. And I'm like, I'm so grateful that you feel that way, because I'm like, man, when I see y'all I came in and said, man, I'm proud of y'all, man. So it's like, what y'all doing, man, this is like, it offers so much to people.
Yeah.
Like, need it. We need it. We need the fun. We need the joy. We need the wisdom. We need it coming like in an authentic way.
Yeah.
To see us like just, man, I was 93, 92, bro. 93, 92. Bro, so to see us like finding ways and real ways to actually impact life and culture and be doing great things and taking care of our loved ones and families. And, y'all remember, same way. I feel like we all want.
I'm gonna tell you a crazy thing. I wrote my first ever positive song. Right now, you don't remember this. I'm Gangsta Fat Joe, smack your baby at the Christian, and I'm talking all this crazy shit, and I made one positive song, and I went to you. I Seek the Kingdom. Never forget. And I played it for you. I felt like, yo, Common's gonna love this shit. It's a positive song. And I played it for you. He was like, that's dope, Joe. What the rest of the album sound like? Like, you wanted that war. Yo, I came with the least black man, this black Farrakhan, film the Million Man. And you was like, yo, Joe, what's up with the rest of the album? I was like, yeah, the album was hard. And I came to you with the positive joint. Like, I thought Tommy was gonna be like, yeah.
No, you ain't want that.
Nah, I want that Joe Crack, fat gangster shit.
No. But you know, it was, at the end of the day, you were showing the evolution, but sometimes it's like, you know, we all climb and go our way. We grow in our own ways. When it's time, I mean, for me, it's like positivity ain't got to be like, oh, preachy, man. I don't like that. I don't like that in movies. I don't like it in music. I don't like it in church. I don't like the judgment. I don't like it self-righteous. I don't like, man, I'm conscious now, you know, like, you was doing the goodness out there, to be honest. He said, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bringing people on, that in itself. But I feel like, you know, I kind of remember when you played that joint, but I wasn't in that show.
But you know what happens? You know, somebody like Karis One, who had the machine gun in the cover, and we think he's coming again. He's airplanes legs, and it's over. These people dying, politics is lying. I'm trying not to escape. That shit was like a fucking rose blooming. I remember I hopped the train. I had the Walkman, and I played that shit. And then he was like, airplanes flying. Overseas people dying, politics is lying. I'm trying. And I was like, it was like a rose. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yo, man, KRS One and hip hop in itself at that time too, man, taught me so much about who I am as a person. This stuff I ain't know. Like, I ain't know, like, what he was just talking about, it's just certain things about Africa that I was.
Benjamin Banneker,
Man, why is that?
Why is that? He was going.
He was great. And then even to be able to break down the books of the Bible, Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. For real, and these were the children of Israel. I'm like, man, to get us to be singing that and rapping that, like, man, that dude just elevated us all, man. The hip hop did at that time. The teacher, man. The teacher. And he made it sound, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, he made that joint sound good. Like, I had to get to that. It was a point where in my music and career, I felt like I was getting stuff and I wanted to spread the word, but it was too like self-righteous. It was too like, you know, you gotta find a balance. Life is a balance. So it's like,
you know, me growing up, he was my hero, my idol, still is. But Karis One was God in the Bronx, right? And then Fat Joe,
yes,
became the new, like, you know, the Dawn. We going double platinum, we on fire. I used to walk the streets with Karis One. And everybody, teacher, look at me like, you know, we had attitudes. And I asked him one day, I said, yo, Chris, how come everybody comes up to you smiling with the teacher, then look at you? He said, that's easy. I rap about positivity and unity. We rap around gangster shit.
Yeah.
They gonna make you prove you're a gangster every time I hear.
Yeah.
Me, they just smile. I pose no threat.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that shit was so deep for me at the time where it was like, yo, he's like, yo, they look at me like,
yeah,
this is the unified. They look at you like, yo, you still Fat Joe the gangster out here. So that's when we went right back to the studio and killed some more people. That's a fact. Zip the Christian
But that's gonna, for me, I knew like, okay, man, I wasn't selling a lot of records, Joe. You know, I remember walking into Relativity Records, and it was, I tell people this story. It was Bone Thugs and Harmony, Fat Joe. I don't know if the Rough House Riders were before, like Fat Joe sold maybe 20,000 this week. Bone Thugs had sold 40,000 this week. I sold 5,000. So it's like that board let me know like the priority of the label and what was going to be put into my career. So I knew that, man, I gotta go on my truth no matter what, stay who I am, because record sales wasn't for me, like, to be honest. Like, I mean, I did have some great ones at times, some good ones, but overall, it was like, man, my integrity of what you're saying, like, just putting positivity out there, putting creativity out there, putting that light out there is what, to the end of the day, some people ask me, man, why are you still doing it? That's why I'm doing it. The passion. Yeah, the passion. The love. I could tell you, like,
Today's show is brought to you by our new presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. When you think of Hard Rock, you're probably thinking of music or world-class hotels and casinos. But the Hard Rock Bet app is sports betting, and it's a little different than the other sportsbook apps. It's simple, clean, it's packed with new promos every day, starting with your first bet. New customers can place a $5 bet, and if it hits, you get not only your winners, but also 150 in extra bonus bets. It's October, postseason baseball is here. You can place bets on winners, pitchers, home run hitters, and more. Plus, you get a baseball profit boost every day this week on Hard Rock Bet, so you can turn your big baseball swings into extra winnings. There's new promos every day, so if you're listening to this later, just open up the app and check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. You know, I already downloaded the Hard Rock Bet joint. I bet for real. Nah, he bet for real. Yo, I'm gonna try to speed this story, but it's just too relevant, and it's a very motivational story. I say it when I'm doing motivational speaking. We have relativity. It's me, you, the beat nuts, Chiani, and they shooting $5,000 videos for us. Right? But we think the relativity ain't look fancy or nothing. We think we on the come up.
Yeah.
And they run in. Alan Grumblatt runs in with a video. He says, yo, I want to show you. There's a group I just signed. And he puts it in. And this Bone Thugs in Harmony floating in the air. It's just, and I said, yo, Alan, this looks like $1 million video. He turned around and said, it is $1 million video. We spent $1 million on this. At that moment, I knew they didn't believe in me like they believe in their Bone Thugs, because it takes money to make money. So I turned around and told everybody, yo, we gotta go. And I remember some rappers was like, yo, Joe, we got chains, we got cars, apartment. I was like, yo, they don't believe in us. They just spent $1 million. And at that moment, that's when I left Relativity. It was scary because I did have a chain, a car, apartment in Drazek. And I just went, and no longer than 6 months later, I signed Terror Squad Records with Atlantic. They gave me $1 million something, right? Solid just became the coolest name in coffee. You know, new iced coffees with cold foam, iced caramel hot taste, and Oreo coffee sugars with soft syrup. Your pick me up just got a whole lot cooler. Literally. Try Sonic cold coffees today. For years, invited us into your house. Now, come to ours.
Create assets that fit in with your entire campaign while staying on brand with thousands in rent.
Damn, she fine.
I only had 2,000 in my bank account with a gold chain and a car.
But
I Relativity, but I say in every, I was like, yo, they don't believe in us. They just spent $1 million. And at that moment, that's when I left Relativity. It was scary because I did have a chain, a car, apartment in Drazek. And I just went, and no longer than 6 months later, I signed Terror Squad Records with Atlantic. They gave me $1 million something, right? I only had 2,000 in my bank account with a gold chain and a car.
but
I Relativity, but I say in everybody's life, whether you're a beautician, you're a farmer, whatever it is, I feel like there's this invisible train that comes in front of you. It's a train of opportunity, but it seems so risky, but you gotta have faith and believe in yourself
Mm.
to jump on that train. And I jumped on that train. Maybe 6 months after that, I signed Big Pun. So we was really on a roll. But I remember that happened when they showed me that Bone Thugs video. And by the way, Bone Thugs, I love y'all to death. Those are listen, I miss my Uncle Charles. You know I heard
My Uncle Charles too. God bless him.
you know I'm fried. I fuck up my own lyrics last week.
Well,
I told him I said, Mom, Georgia. Let me tell you, I gotta tell you something. Joe Buttons. I see him at the Knicks game last night. And he asked me one-on-one on the side, he said, Joe, say the truth.
Really thought it was Uncle George.
You really thought it was Uncle George and you was trolling. I was like, yo, I'm fine, man. I really said I really thought it said Uncle George.
Yo, it's really says Uncle
George.
Then it's
I get my own lyrics fucked up.
I know it's
They
like
put me on the spot, like when you do TV shows, and be like, all right, you gotta go, and it's just TV chat. I'll be like, oh my God, my whole songs.
it hurts and stuff like that.
That hurts to you.
That train, I hear you on that train like that.
Visiting train.
That business train, for me, that's what acting became for me. Like acting was like
that's your transition.
yeah, Jay. It was like I hit a ceiling with music for a minute. Like where I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, 'cause I was like striving to do some super artsy shit, and I'm like, man, these niggas even I released this album called Electric Circle. It was out there. In fact, Primo, I went on tour with Gangstar. He was like, man, I ain't like this album until we started performing. So I saw you performing. I understand it more. But it was like one of those things where I was just like, man, I'm trying to blossom and do something else. And then I was trying different things. Man, I went to acting class, and then that was that train for me, that invisible trainer. Like man, I love this. It's something I can work at the craft. I can do this. Because I wanted to do it when I was younger. I was in a play when I was younger, and my mother. I was in the play, and after I finished the play, my mother kept talking about how good Derek, my homie, was in the play. Oh, he was good. Derek was amazing. Derek is my brother.
My God, and that's day one.
So Jay, I was like,
I wasn't no good.
yeah, I wasn't no good. I'm like, what's up? So then, anyway, I fast forward, when I got the opportunity to go to acting class, I was like, man, this is it for me. I love acting as much as I love music. I mean, music hit me in a different place, but I love acting just as much. You know what I mean? And
It's across on the screen, bro. This shit is crazy. You know, I like gangster flicks. I'm gonna skip a bunch of shit. Jada gonna get mad at me, but John fucking Wick.
Yeah.
They told you the day you was in John Wick,
yeah,
you knew that shit was gonna be ill, right? You was like, yo, I'm gonna be on John Wick.
yo. But what's crazy though is, I was in John Wick too. So
Where y'all filmed?
we filmed it in New York and then in Italy.
I thought it was in like
So man, it was
Europe.
it was like, yeah, we was in Italy for some.
You bastards. Y'all bumped into each other. I said, oh shit.
Yo, I love, man, the people that checked out John Wick, man, that blow my mind, man. I be getting in cars, like you said, some people don't know how to rap. I get in an Uber to do, like, yo, I know you from somewhere. I know you from.
One thing they don't know is that you're common sense.
Oh, no, they definitely don't know.
Yo, my daughter looks at me like I'm a dinosaur. I'll be like, yo, common sense. She be like, his name is Common, Dad. Like, I said, no, that's common sense.
No.
No, Dad. You sound like a dinosaur, Dad.
Yeah.
You sound like a dinosaur. I'm like, yo, that's common sense. Like, yo, man, everyone knows what's up.
I was surprised. I just did this whole campaign with BMW, and they was like, man, we want the campaign to be say it's common sense. I was like, how y'all know? How y'all know about that? There's somebody in there that knew. That knew. Like, that's what the campaign is. It's common sense. I said, damn, I'm gonna do this week. We made it fly too, but it was like, bro, like a lot of people don't know. I'm being called, like I like to ride in a car sometimes, like just riding around. So I was in there. The car was in Boston. This driver, this dude, a young dude, he was like, I'm putting in my music and start playing, I'm rapping and stuff. He was like, Common, I didn't know you rap. I was like, yeah, I had that argument. I've had that argument about you.
That means you're a great actor, though.
Man, I'm grateful for you.
They see you in that space and it overpowered this space that they didn't know about.
We gotta go to, I used to love her.
Okay.
Right? you knew that was like a lean back. When you finished that bitch, it was like, oh, I knocked this shit out the park. Like,
Yeah.
what was making I used to love her? Where did that come from? What was the inception of that idea? Because to this day, I mean, we did it in so many. Big L did the Ebonics, did this. Everybody did some version of it.
Yeah.
But that was like the epitome.
Man, whenever God dropped that idea into my spirit, bro, I was geek. I just know no idea. Made this dope beat. He was dope. He accepted the George Vincent. Shout out to no idea, bro.
Killed that.
Yo, I was sitting at home. My homies had just left the crib, and I was staying with my guy Rassan. We had a crib together, like an apartment, and I was sitting up. It was 2 a.m. I just had that beat playing, and I was like, man, what if I made hip hop a woman? And then I just started writing. And it used to take me, I don't know how for y'all are, but sometimes I be taking a while to write it.
Back in the days, it took a while.
Back in the day, it used to be like,
Back in the days, you be busting your
brain, like,
your brain to come up with some shit.
yo, that one started coming to me, and then I started, just understanding the metaphor, not understanding, but just getting into the metaphor of it and taking it through the whole ride. And I was like, I ain't gonna front, I did feel like, this is something.
The way through, you was like, yo, this is some shit, right? Like, as that shit started going, you like, yo.
Yo, man, I was like, yo. And then by the time I got to the third verse, it was like, summing it up and got to who I'm talking about, y'all, is hip hop. I was like, man, I knew that it could have something, it could hit somebody, because when I was in that studio laying, my guy Rassan was at, he was like, I could see him through the booth. I was sitting there rapping. And we young, so he like, yo, he like, yeah, he like, yo, he like, you doing this love song? He wanted, he like, a love song like this. As soon as I said, we'll talk about y'all, it's hip hop, that nigga grabbed his head like, oh,
like, you want to know what's crazy? It's when you came to me, I know how much you love Illmatic. And so we throwing some Illmatic.
Yeah.
And similar, I used to love her to Illmatic. Is over the years, every time I heard, I used to love her, I picked up something new.
Yeah.
And I learned something new, and I was just like, yo, this shit gets better. Like Illmatic, you can still, like right now, we all could have rapped and didn't know the word.
Yeah.
The right word, right? Quarter body, halfway Houston. What the fuck he meant with quarter body, halfway Houston?
Halfway Houston.
Halfway Houston.
Yeah. Quarter body, halfway Houston.
Quarter body, halfway Houston.
Yeah, that's about
It's like, so you could keep, like, that's how, the number was for me. Like, every time I heard it, I would hear something new and be like, oh, shit, that shit crazy, though.
Yo, what hit me, too, was like, man, that was the first time I really started. Like, I remember, back in those days, you would have, like, people give you a quote for your album. Biggie gave me a quote, and, like, I was like, damn, I'm actually getting respect from, more and more people. But then, that movie Brown Sugar came out. And Brown Sugar was based on I Used to Love Her. And
wow.
Yeah, it was based on I Used to Love Her. That writer, shout out to him, Michael Elliott, he had come to me to write some movie stuff with him. But I was like a little bit, I didn't know how to do that.
So it was just moving,
So he ended up writing Brown Sugar. Boom. Then me and Erica Badu did a song for Brown Sugar, which was Love of My Life, based on I Used to Love Her. So I was like, it was one of those things that kept evolving in a way, like that song. And
It was the seed that.
yeah, the seed that. So
keeps growing. And you know what's crazy is, but being that you're saying that, I'm just, I was supposed to be in the movie Shaft. I was supposed to be Peoples.
once,
That actors are big, yeah. Okay. Yo. Rest in peace, John Singleton.
yeah,
He was coming to Jimmy's Bronx Cafe every Friday trying to convince me to be in Shaft. But we was too much on that party like a rock star. We was like, we ain't give a fuck. We young, rich, nigga, big blonde, double black. We don't give a fuck. John Singleton was in the trenches. He was with me in Washington Heights. His fucking Bundy apartment house, but he had no business being there. Like, yo, Joe, I got this role. to be people's. Cause you know what's my man, the famous actor. Yeah, he played people's. You see how you speaking with a Spanish slang?
Yeah.
He ain't Spanish.
No. He from
That show was supposed to be people.
Bro, you turn that road down.
Dumb motherfucker. Dumb motherfucker. Every time I watch that movie,
It's supposed to be in glory.
all right,
I
I believe it. All right. What's something that happened to you that you had an opportunity and you was like, fuck that, I'm staying D block beyond this. I ain't doing that shit, but now when you look back, you like, damn, I should have did that.
Yeah, have you had one of them?
You got some of those.
What? You gotta give up.
The last thing of Power, the last
Episode of Power.
the last season of Raising King.
Uh,
I had to take my wife to the Usher show.
I saw you at
I was at back. I couldn't get a private. It wasn't meant to be. It was one of them. Be sad or be happy.
You know how big that Raising Kanan was?
Shout out to Fire. I got another one.
I saw you at the Usher show that time.
Yeah.
Oh, you was there too?
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah.
You know, you go to Usher, man,
You got to
he forced you to do the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over there trying to go. All I want is 2 free tickets.
Right, that's it.
It turned this way. It turned into it cost you more.
I know, man.
My brother, yo, the light come like this. You on stage 6.
And you got another word.
Then it's on another one. I'm like, shit. It's
Mars will make you do a little concert. DJ Mars.
It's the honor.
Your bucket, my bucket. You love basketball.
Yes, sir.
Played in the high school. Was a ball boy for the Chicago Bulls from 11 to 13.
That's MJ is?
NBA. He seen Jordan debut, right?
Yes, I think George used
It's coming.
first. I got a picture from.
You know, I might be putting them on blast, but I think Khaled was a ball boy for Orlando Magic, too. I never heard him say that before, but
Yo, Shaq. Of course, Shaq.
yeah, Shaq, Nick Anderson, all that, then Scott.
Yeah.
Khaled,
He played the NBA star in the movie. How the hell was that? How did that fit?
Yo, that was, bro.
that was a movie.
We love basketball.
Yeah, we just
You know. So I know you love basketball.
That was my life.
was
Bro, that was like,
Get something beautiful. Kate Spade. Downy April Fresh gives you a whole week of freshness with just one wash. Fresh food, pre-portioned for less mess. Get real. Only in Chewy.
I used to literally chase clients for payments. Now, Zero does the chasing for me. Before, I'd be waiting weeks, sometimes months.
You are not going to want to miss this next year. I want to see. Everything
that's some. What's it try?
was it?
no, you don't. JB13. A dream. It's a dream to want. A dream inside a dream. That was my first lead role. And then I'm playing a basketball player. And then I'm like, in the movie, I'm playing against D Wade. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to really do, you know, man, I couldn't do no rhythm though. And then once I was driving, you know, the scene was like, yo, I'm supposed to score over the White House, so I'm scoring over him. And then just by the third take, he just smacked that shit. He said, I'll show you what I really do to this shit. I said, damn. But man, that was amazing. That's such an amazing experience. Queen Latifah, I gotta give her love, man, because she, you know, the producers was looking at other people, and then she was like, I think he can do it. And the producers really believed in me. And I had a tough time on that movie because it was my first lead. So they, at one point, man, they was thinking about kicking me off because I wasn't getting the scenes right. And man, it was crucial. And then I did this one scene, and they ended up being like, okay, cool. And it wasn't even, you know, it's like the story you hear about. I mean, I ain't gonna put myself on that level, but the story you hear about Al Pacino and Godfather. You know how?
No, I ain't hear it. Break that.
You know that Al
Pacino from the Bronx.
Pacino, he's from the Bronx. That's right. That man is.
He do that.
Anybody.
No, that man is mean.
But listen, what did you say?
So Al Pacino, while they was filming The Godfather, the studio wasn't really happy with his work. they was like, this dude ain't delivering. So that's Michael. That's Michael. So the director, he decided to move that scene up where he, where he first shoot them dude where the gun is in the bathroom.
When you're the cop.
Yeah, the cop.
38 in the bathroom.
He moved that scene up because, they were watching, when you film a movie, you get to watch what they call dailies. You watching what y'all shoot every day. So he said, I got to move this scene up so they can see how cold this dude is. And they move that scene up.
Like, threw that gun in. He said, make sure you throw the gun.
Yo, that's
Menzo and them, they told him, throw the gun.
Yo.
Wipe the dad, throw the gun. He threw the gun.
Yo, just help the tension when he's sitting there with them. Yeah, the tension right there, like, man, I'm Chino, man, shout out.
Shit. He had his shit was broken jawed, and he sat down, I understand this, that, went in the bathroom. Killed him. But I got to tell you something about Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah's in the studio with Cool and Dre one day. I'm hanging out with her. She looks at me for no reason and says, you think you fucking tough? She pulls the knife out. You got the key. She chased me around the studio with a knife. Come here, motherfucker. You ain't that tough. She had one of those. You ain't that tough, motherfucker. She started chasing me around the studio. I said, yo, Latifah, please, Queen, you don't play that shit.
No,
she chasing me.
Truth, bro.
She got to chase back Joe out the studio story. I'm telling you. She did it in real life.
Jada flipped that shit like.
They say it's the Puerto Ricans. Everybody got a knife in New York.
Yo, you got to keep the hawk one.
Damn right.
Yo. Country off.
We here. Subscribe for the free version. You'll steal for free.
And we gonna give you that.
Yo.
What new projects you got? I'm working on this TV series for Apple. It's called Silo.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, check that out. Like
Silo deep, right?
Yeah, it's fresh, man. It's really fresh. And my man Tim Robbins is starring in it. Tim Robbins from Shawshank Redemption and Mr. Ribbon, this woman, Rebecca Ferguson. Some dope ass actors in it. Dope actors, and the story is mean. It's dope.
What's your top 5 rappers turn actors? That's the question.
That's a great question. Will Smith got to be Will Smith.
There you go.
Queen Latifah. Most Def. That man was mean.
No, it was just
16 blocks. 16 blocks.
Yo, he quit rap. He quit act. I don't know where Most Def is.
Let's go into Barcelona. It's killing. Shout out to Yasir.
Yeah, shout out to Yasir. I love you. That man is one of the.
That's 3. Let's go.
Okay, I got you.
Will Smith, Queen Latifah.
Most Def.
I'm gonna go Ice Cube.
Ooh, that's 4.
And then
Snoop.
And who else?
Who else is out there?
Snoop.
Oh,
There you go. Thank you. Pop was. I'm gonna put myself.
Tupac was close. You did.
Yeah, definitely in there.
We don't like it. Our era don't put ourselves in shit. But you in there.
Smoking Ace was my first movie, man. That's fire. That was so I forget. That's the first movie I did, Joe. And then man, that was my first callback. I've been auditioning. And some of the movies I was going for, they didn't even want to see me because I was a musician. They like, we good on that. And in fact, because they had already had Alicia Keys in the movie, the director was like, I don't know if I want to see him, but the cast director was like, check him out. So I did the tape. And then they called me back. I was so geeked, man. My first call back. And I was flying from doing a show. I landed and went into the audition. Man, I felt it. I was like, yo, I'm about to light this shit up. And I did it. Maybe about 3 weeks later, the director called me like, yo, you got the job. Like, I was crying. I called my mother. Yeah, I had to go tell Kanye, like, yo, can't go on this tour, man. I got a movie. And he was like, man, do your thing, do your dream, brother, do what you gotta do. I was like, thank you. Calling you on that first move tour. All right, he's every call.
Other bag, you just got the theme for Prime, the NBA.
Yeah,
we saw it. I saw that.
Bro, let me tell you.
I saw that.
Hey, as we said on Representing Us, I feel like, man, to be able to have the theme song, like, for the NBA, on Prime, you could have never told me like me, James Poison. James Poison is a producer who did a lot of Lawrence stuff, did a lot of our stuff, played with the Roots. Like Erykah Badu, he's this incredible producer, pianist. First, I got to give it up. James Poison and Kareem Riggins, we co-produced that together, the theme song. And back in March, we submitted, they was taking submissions from different people, Amazon was, and we got together in the studio and just started creating that, like getting our musician cats together and just putting together this theme song. And we knew we wanted it to feel like, we wanted to feel nostalgic but forward, because, it's like Amazon is doing something new with the NBA. But we still wanted that Earth, Wind, and Fire, but and it needed to be something I could come to Joe and Jada, and we still like, so, man,
You want to know what's so crazy? I hear Chicago all over that beat. Like, I hear Lupe Fiasco, I hear you, I hear all y'all spitters. Then I hear all the Chicago spitters just going crazy on that beat right there. Like, that's sick. Chi-Town, like I said, Lupe Fiasco, Kanye West. I always say there was this one guy. He was a freestyle. Juice. And I would go to see this guy spit. Whenever I went to Chicago, I'd be like, yo, where the guy Juice at? And they'd be like, yo, they got some shit tonight. And you, what? You go?
Yo, Juice was like, it's like almost like a hoop legend that you
didn't make it to the league, but
make it to the league.
He was,
I want to give him this love, because that man,
he was phenom, bro.
He'd be like, he'd sit there freestyle for do a whole show, just freestyle. And it'd be good.
Yeah.
Good.
Just sitting there, bars to death. And you sitting up in there like, looking at him like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And shout out to Twista.
Yeah, Twista, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we wanted to bring that, that soul to that theme song. Because it's like, the stuff we grew up, there's some classic joints. The one that we hear earned on NBC, that's classic.
Yeah.
Right, so we like, man.
You know what? To me, this is your version of that. Nah, Pusha T made up. I think he made up I'm Loving It.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, from McDonald's. Pusha T made up I'm Loving It.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you want. You want this shit the 20 years to round when they show footage of
See, you remember that? See, that's what
I know what that is.
And man, it's respect for us, as Black artists, to have a theme song for major sports. That ain't happened.
No,
like a thing, but if you couldn't tell me,
be a part of that. For them people to let you be a part of that collectively with the other guys and the people playing the instruments is a win for us.
It's a win for us, man. It's that we represent us, all of us.
it's a wow. You was one of the first guys I want to try to get you on this box me minded 10 because you got that legendary beard.
Yeah.
I try to get you got whiskers. You ain't got no beard. Right? Why you keep looking at me like, what happened, beard? Okay. So Common got the beard. He said, yo, I ain't ready for that right now. I'm like, why fight to die? Why don't you rewind the time? Why be 53 when you can be 42? Why be 42 when you can be 31? It's the Rolls Royce. Your movies, kids, I'm already drinking it. The whole movie stuff. I'm saying the best coffee on the block.
I'm so sorry.
3 generations, me, my dad, and my son. Sorisa Ram, straight from Puerto Rico. Sorisa Ram, straight from Puerto Rico.
Sorisa, we own this. Everything we own is all Jimmy on.
Yo, listen, Common, but I'm telling you, you need the little,
I do.
that's the quicker pick up upper.
I got great.
You can't be doing that one. Wait,
Yo, that's what Rolls Royce.
It's right.
Some black and brown people, they get allergic to it. Our shit is sensitive, pneumonia free. We go to everything.
vegan?
It's not vegan. That's Styles P's version of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Vegan? You can't even use it if it ain't vegan.
You can't have no. You gotta have
Let me tell you something. I throw my birthday party every year. I might have 72 mountains of food. It's just there. for no reason. Everybody, you walk by, grab a grape, whatever. It's just too much, right?
Yeah.
Stops when he come. Yo, what you got for a vegetarian?
That's right. That's
For a vegan.
Plant.
I go, hold on.
He identifies as plant-based.
Yeah.
Plant-based brother. And my sister, I go in the house, come out with the coconuts. You know the one you get the spoon with and with the inside?
Yeah.
You get the store, I bring them the coconuts. They pour it. He said, wow, Joe, you got these? The pictures ain't from New York. They from somewhere, they from Chile, from the, let's get some on. Bring them the fucking coconuts, pictures. I'm like, I felt so good. I was like, yo, like,
That's it.
the coconuts, man.
Yeah, Joe, you gotta have something for the vegans at the party.
Yes.
We
Not, when I'm starting to flagrant for the
Hello, Santo. I'm
I say, yo, man, I gotta get some of that.
There you always have it inside. No.
Make sure y'all get that because I'm gonna be coming with a whole like not grooming, but that's one of the reasons. Like it's like I'm going small into this stuff too and some natural things.
Oh, so I gotta keep running, huh? No, I can't. Number one, CVS, Sally's, all of them. We number one.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's selling boxes. I found my first customer. I went to CVS over there across the street from the Beverly Center
Yeah,
in LA,
yeah.
and it was a white guy. He had a fucking box in his hand. And I said, yo, he didn't even know I'm on a box. And I was like, yo, you used to rewind it? He said all the time, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And he shows me, because, we got Travis Kelce on the box.
Yeah.
Turn it over and go. It's good enough for him. It's good enough for me. I'm like,
Yo, that's amazing. I gotta give it up for that. It's you got Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, Rosie Jenner.
Yeah,
We got Khaled, Nicky Jam,
yeah.
reggaeton superstar. Like, we not playing. We got a white boy called Wonder Boy. He was that UFC.
Yeah.
We good. UFC, Trump might not mess with you if you got one of them on the cover. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We put stuff in the front. My UFC guys over there, leave us the fuck alone, bro. We don't want no smoke.
This ain't that.
That ain't this. It's a cracking kiss.
Make some noise for our brother Tommy, y'all.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's legendary. Yes, sir.
That was a good one.
Brother. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah, Common. Shout out to Common, man. He good people. Common good people. I like Common, man. That was a good show. Joe and Jay, they got that good. They got the good. They got the good. What am I about to say? They got good chemistry, man. They got good chemistry. They can articulate the point. The boys had them stories on point. I like Joe and Jay. They're a good combination, man. You can't even lie. They're a good combination. They do good teamwork, man. They got their flags. They got their own swag with the flags. They don't have to go off no script. They don't have to read no conversation. I mean, to read the iPad with the question. They just just talk about the history or whatever. So yeah, that was Joe and Jay. They always come out with good podcasts about every week. Before it was Sierra. They're some of the biggest in the game. You know what I'm saying? Relatable people, but we're gonna check it out and tune in every week, man. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.